Have you ever noticed how the most difficult struggles aren't the ones fought against the outside world, but the quiet, internal battles against your own weaknesses? It is the power of controlling your mind, the choice between the comfortable lie and the hard, bracing truth, that ultimately shapes a life of true character. In the bustling village of Oakhaven lived Elias, a young man known for his quick wit and charm, but also for his deep-seated habit of taking the path of least resistance. He worked as an apprentice carpenter, a trade that demanded meticulous accuracy and honest assessment of materials. Elias had a pressing deadline for a new set of custom shelves, and he was behind schedule. His challenge wasn't a lack of skill, it was a lack of discipline. As he examined the final, longest plank of oak, his heart sank. He had miscalculated the cut. The board was a clear inch too short, a fatal flaw for a central shelf. His mind instantly spun with solutions, none of them honest. Just glue a thin strip on the end, no one will notice beneath the stain. The thought, small and insidious, was the easy way out. Elias's symbolic obstacle stood leaning against the wall. A heavy, old-fashioned clock, its pendulum swinging with an unforgiving tick-tock. It represented the inescapable march of time and the consequence of every moment wasted or misspent. In the workshop that afternoon, others faced their own small pressures. Old Mr. Hemlock, the master carpenter, muttered about a dull saw blade, blaming the lack of proper tools for his slow pace. Young William complained loudly that the weather was too warm to concentrate, deciding instead to take an unscheduled hour-long break. They focused their energy outward, seeking external reasons for their own lack of performance. Elias looked from the complaining William to the silent, judging clock. The voice of deceit in his mind grew louder. Save the board, save the cost, save the time. It's just an inch. But another voice, quiet and firm, echoed the master's first lesson. An inch of dishonesty today will become a yard of failure tomorrow. He knew, with painful certainty, that to use the short plank would be to build a fundamental lie into his work and into his character. Taking a deep, shuddering breath, Elias grabbed the faulty plank. His stomach twisted with the financial discomfort. It was an expensive piece of wood. His hands trembled, not from fatigue, but from the raw internal struggle against his own desire to quit and cheat. With a heavy, resolute motion, he carried the flawed board out to the burn pile. The scent of fresh wood smoke filled the air as he threw the plank on the fire. It felt like burning a piece of his old, lazy self. He spent the next 3 hours, well past closing time, working with a relentless focus he hadn't known he possessed. He used his remaining, smaller cuts to meticulously piece together a new, flawless board from scrap wood he had dismissed earlier. His body ached, his eyes stung from the sawdust, and the tick-tock of the clock seemed to urge him onward. His effort was a pure act of self-discipline and honesty. When he finally stepped back, the new shelf piece was perfect. The turning point was not the shelf itself, but a realization that settled over him like a warm blanket of inner strength. He hadn't just saved the project. He had saved his self-respect. Mr. Hemlock found him cleaning up and noticed the stack of discarded short wood. "What happened to that long oak piece, Elias?" Elias, exhausted but standing straight, replied simply, "It was a mistake in measurement, master. An inch short. I couldn't build a good shelf on a bad foundation, so I replaced it." The old man didn't chastise him for the mistake. Instead, he smiled, a deep, knowing look in his eyes. He pointed to the discarded wood. "You see, boy, obstacles are not things to be avoided, but the raw material for building character. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the master key to your own potential. True success is simply the reward for the decision to act honestly and with discipline, even when no one is watching. You controlled your mind today, Elias. That is the greatest strength a carpenter or any man can possess." Elias realized that the weight of an expensive mistake was far lighter than the enduring weight of a secret lie. From that day on, the tick-tock of the clock became a steady reminder, not of rushing time, but of the quiet, disciplined power he held within. The world will always offer an easy door, but the path that builds you is the one you choose when you have to walk past it. Would you like me to write another motivational story focusing on a different theme, such as courage or patience?